Our idea was quite simple. We wanted to create a platform that basically enabled people to organise any content on the web. So it could be articles, videos, blogs, tweets, basically anything with a link, into beautiful, meaningful collections. And these collections could be private or public. And we wanted people to have the ability to kind of reorder their content at any time, add images, text, and share it with others if they wanted to.
That basic idea that Jamil just shared was about all that he had. At this time, there was no product, no development team, not even much of a business plan. But what Jamil did have were some contacts through work, a group of successful CEOs and entrepreneurs who would advise Jamil on how to proceed, or at least how they thought he should proceed. They told him, put a slide deck together. We'll connect you with some investors, pitch your idea, and you'll get your money. Easy. Jamil estimates that he visited over 100 investors in the US and the UK. He gave them that pitch, and out of all these meetings that he took, how many investors do you think gave him money?
0.
Over 100 investors rejected his initial pitch. Why did this happen? Here's Jamil's thoughts.
To be honest, there's so many startups out there trying to do all sorts of things. And the reality is that some investors have been burnt and they don't really know what's going to work and what's not going to work. So when I walked in there asking for £3 million, I just got sent home. I was pretty disappointed back then, but if I look back, it was just probably too risky for them. And if I was in their shoes, I would have probably done the same.
So to me, this is probably the most interesting part of Wakelet's journey. Think of it like this. We've all interviewed for a job or auditioned for a role or maybe tried it for a sports team. You prepare, you think positively, and you get excited for the possibility. And when that doesn't happen, when you get rejected, even just one time, it can be disappointing. It can be kind of a deflating feeling. Now multiply that feeling times 100. So after all this rejection to a lot of people, it would be easy to get discouraged. Write this experience off as a loss and move on to something else. But this didn't work for Jamil. He felt strongly about the idea. At the time, he was traveling around the world for Airbus, working long hours, and he didn't really have a lot of spare time. When he did have a free moment, he found himself continuing to explore this idea. He was determined and driven, and after some reflection, Jamil discovered what he was doing wrong.
I realised that people just wanted more. At the end of the day, we're in the UK, and people here are just a little bit more risk averse. They don't jump in early and invest in areas that they're really unsure of. People want to see a full working product, they want to see significant traction, they want to see a management team, and they want to see companies making money. And to me, as a tech entrepreneur, we can't expect every business to be strong in all these areas, especially early on. We need to take some risks and invest in people and ideas. I'm sure that a lot of the American tech giants would have never got off the ground if they started here. That's why the US is in its own league and has more success stories. But that's what I had to do. I had to find a team, build a product, and get some traction before I was able to find people willing to get involved.
But without financing, how do you put together that management team, build a product, and gain traction? Jamil wasn't completely sure either. Initially, he tried to outsource his project to a team in India, but the venture didn't turn out to be successful. But it was a random encounter at an airport of all places that ended up putting the wheels in motion.